She was about 12 years old, 12, 13. We had a conversation and she said to me, I never want to fall in love.
Oh dear.
At 12.
Bad.
And that broke me.
Because, you have observed and then you you were abused. And that's cyclical nature of, some things were normalized for you in your head as you were talking about those things. Your kids have observed TV until what age? And do you have those conversations with them and how they have, become adults and how have their mental health evolved? Yeah,
so when I left, my son was about 6 and my daughter was 9. So we left 10 years ago now, just in September. So upon leaving, my daughter was heartbroken. She was a daddy's little girl. So she was very heartbroken, upset, but understood as much as I guess a 10-year-old could, 9-year-old, 10-year-old could understand why we had to leave. It was dad's hurting mum and they could see it, so it's not like he would beat me behind closed doors. It was done in front of them. So they could see it themselves. So she was, heartbroken, upset. And it wasn't until she was about 12 years old, 12, 13, we had a conversation. And she said to me, I never want to fall in love.
Oh, dear.
At 12.
Bad.
And that broke me because I'm still a hopeless romantic at heart at that time. And she said she never wanted to fall in love because she said, what if I'm the reason that dad went this way? What if the reason he became violent and abusive and did drugs was because I was born? So she blamed herself for a while for the path that he chose to take. And she's like, I never want to get married as well. I never want to have kids. At 12 years old, I was just shook. I said, no. I said, you can't make that decision this young based off what I went through. Your dad had his own demons. He was fighting his demons and unfortunately the demons won. And then that was it. We never had a conversation again. My son witnessed a lot more of the physical abuse because he was a lot younger, so he was with me a lot more because it did towards the end, escalate to over time a lot more. He was angry when we left, and so when he went to school, he acted out a little bit, but then he was in year 1 or 2, so acted out but not a lot, like he didn't get in a lot of trouble. But then he turned around and became a little dobber at school. So anytime anyone was doing something wrong, he'd run to the teacher and say, such and such is doing this, or he didn't put his rubbish in the bin, or he, didn't do that. And the teachers couldn't understand why he'd suddenly changed. And then I had to explain to them what was going on. And then we worked out it was because he couldn't say anything to anybody at home. When he came to school and he was able to tell someone what was happening in the school, he just did it more.